Damn you! No way.
Hey parents, Carmine here with your video review of The Wolf Among Us.
Fucking talking about you stupid.
The apartment for just a second to see what kind.
Before I proceed, I am going to warn you right now that the video clips I included in this review are going to include some spoilers. I've tried to keep it as minimal as possible, but there's no way around it for certain elements. If you want to find out the ratings without the spoilers, either skip to the end of this video for the numbers, or check out the numbers on the written review included in the description. The Wolf Among Us is an interactive narrative. Basically, players watch a story unfold and make decisions that change the details of that story. While the broad elements of the story will be the same no matter how the player approaches each decision, the specifics can vary wildly. Characters can live and die based on the player's dialogue options and critical decisions. It's an awesome way to tell a powerful story. Don't let this game's cartoonish graphics and fairy tale characters fool you. It's a dark game meant for a mature audience. The Wolf Among Us is a hard-boiled detective story using the characters and backstories of fairy tales and urban legends. After being exiled from their homeland, the fairy tale characters, known as fables, move to New York and try and form a better life. Unfortunately, many of the characters fall on hard times, and a number start turning to prostitution to pay off their debts. When one prostitute ends up decapitated, it is up to Sheriff Bigby Wolf to solve the case and prevent things from getting out of hand.
It's worth it. You don't want me catching you.
Violence plays a role in this game, but it is not a major one, since most of the game will be spent in conversations or minimally violent quick-time events. However, when violence does appear, it can be brutal. Bigby, who is naturally wolf-like, is usually facing off against similarly bestial characters. Battles aren't simply fistfights or clean gunfights, they're full-on brawls, where the two powerhouses of seemingly unimaginable strength go at each other with claws and fangs. Seeing blood, and at times gore, is expected from fights like these. There are more specific examples which can't be overlooked. A number of prostitutes are found decapitated, and oftentimes, Bigby will have to take a close-up look at their bodies in order to search for clues. While the cartoonish visuals mask some of the graphicness, this isn't going to be a Looney Tunes comedy sketch. The game takes death seriously, so it was easy to see the gravity of the situation each time a new body emerged. There are a very small number of situations where the player can choose to increase the violence dramatically. Usually this involves choosing to violently maim or kill an opponent. However, most of these events are not required, so there is a chance that players will miss many of them. While prostitution plays a key role in the overall story, sexuality is almost never present. Nudity is included in certain scenes, but these are almost exclusive to the Pudding and Pie strip club. For example, in one scene, the main character confronts Georgie Porgy as a girl is practicing pole dancing. As you can see, the girl is topless. Scenes like this, while sometimes required by the story, were very rare.
What do you think you're doing? You look like you're trying to take a shit.
Substance use is the only element which remains constant throughout the story. Bigby can be seen smoking in almost every scene in the game. While other characters also drink and smoke on occasion, Bigby is almost never seen without a lit cigarette in his mouth. Other substances, such as alcohol, are mentioned and used, but none of them are nearly as common as those cigarettes.
This has gotta stop. Can't keep sneaking.
Language is also a major factor in this game. Those of you who have watched my other videos know that I don't normally mention language, but in this case I have to make an exception. Nearly every conversation the player will see or participate in will involve some sort of mature language. There's no way around it either. While the language does fit the scenes and tone of the story, it is an unmistakable element.
Fucking trash my business over this bullshit. Protector of Fabletown, my ass.
This fucker open and filled his belly full of...
Do not let the fairy tale backstory mislead you. This is a mature story with mature themes. But just like The Walking Dead, this is a great game with interesting characters and difficult choices. As a result of the mature elements in this game, we gave The Wolf Among Us a recommended age of 16 years old. For the full written review, including the extra categories, log on to SideStoryGames.com.